Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Lane and Justin. We are here recording our weekly podcast, or what's going to be our weekly podcast, where we're going to talk about a bunch of topics and then break them up and give them to you guys episode by episode. In case you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can just watch a certain topic. Or if you want to watch the whole thing, that's great too, obviously.
We're
So
super interesting, so
I,
I want to stick
I
around.
think we have some good topics for today. There's some stuff to talk about.
I would
So
hope so. Week one should start.
So for the first topic, we're going to talk about the Rainbow Six Siege beta, which is almost over and has had problems. A
A
lot,
little bit,
a lot
but
of
now we have a fucking surplus of code. So
we do. That was one. Me and you, what, the only ones that could play from our friends for the first week, which
uh,
I don't understand why they made it a closed beta to begin with. Just it's
so they can manage the number of
the server numbers.
manage what data they want to have and shit.
I guess, but on the website it's like beta registration. Click here, and it's like join the wait list and play. But that's not really wasn't a huge problem.
Wouldn't that be part of a closed beta process?
I guess
Have people register as opposed to, oh, how do they usually do it when it's open beta?
Open
You're the
beta.
one that always gets a code, so
open beta it's usually just downloaded from the dashboard, but
yeah.
this one was like what is it, pre-order the game and you get a code to do it, and then they just ditched that and gave it to everybody, which is kind of dumb.
Ugh.
But I mean, other than that, did you like the game so far? I know you had a lot. A lot.
I feel like it's kind of underwhelming a little bit. I shouldn't have led with that, but I think it's good. It feels like Counter-Strike and more than Call of Duty, which I kind of like.
I think it has a lot of potential, but I mean, it's a beta, so obviously there's going to be things that'll change, but there's a lot, like the beginning looking for thing, that does not in any way have to be 40
Yeah,
seconds.
which for those of you that haven't seen anything about the game, it's you when you are the attacking. Everyone's set up in a house. The counter-terrorists are set up in a house, and then the terrorists are outside. You pick a spawn point. Each team picks a spawn point, and the counter-terrorists have to protect a bomb. And then at the beginning of the round, the terrorists have to send in fucking drones for like, what was it, like maybe 25, 30 seconds?
40 seconds,
40 seconds.
which is
Yeah.
just absurd.
Yeah. So you have to drive basically halfway around the fucking parking lot just to get to the house. Then you have to go under. You have to find a door or something stupid to go in to get into the house. Then you have to roll around. Tagging people is weird because it does that weird thing where it's like half a tracking thing where
It doesn't really even
if they
like
move it like it's like delayed, so you just have an idea which is good, I guess. But
the tagging doesn't even it doesn't even carry over to when you start the round. It's just like here's some people while you're scanning the area in case you need to know where everybody is. Everybody is.
yeah, they were probably like, "This is a long time, guys. Should we give them something to do?" That doesn't matter.
See, I think that looking for the bomb is necessary, but I don't think 40 seconds. It's
Is
way
it
too
though?
long.
Is
I
it though? Because every map has like 3 floors. I mean, like you could literally just walk in there and have a 33% chance.
Well, for the house, I don't think it's necessary because the house is
I
way too small. But you know that I think it's like 4 floors. It's the basement, and then like it might be 3 floors. I think it might be three, but
the map with my ladder.
no, the other map, like the big, like it has like a cubicle room and it has a big
Oh,
spiral
oh,
staircase.
the White House one.
Yeah, the White House one. I don't
Oh,
know. They
and the
didn't.
server room in the basement. I wouldn't
Yeah,
really say that. I don't think that's 4 floors.
it's three. Yeah, I thought it was. I think the one that you're talking about, the ladder one. I think that has 4 floors.
Yeah, because I always say I'm at the top. Eli's like, it's not on the top floor, and I see him. I'm on the mid floor, and he will rolls past me. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Well, see what I would do. I like the gameplay solid, but what I would do to fix, I mean, other than that part, I would start them like at the front door because for some reason they start you like down the fucking street and you have to get a taxi to get to the fucking area.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, it's not that far, but I mean,
You waste 10 seconds getting to the fucking house. I would have them like when the counter terrorists are picking teams. I think you should get like 10 seconds. Start right outside the door. Go in, and you should be playing with friends. So you should be like, I'll go upstairs. I'll stick to the middle floor. I'll go downstairs, and you're gonna get a general idea of where the bomb is. You're not gonna find it and then like spin it because whenever we find it now, we just like, okay, we found it at 30 seconds. Now we're sitting
and
here.
then you roll around forever.
Yeah, you do nothing for another 30 seconds. Like you could easily
Well,
pick.
I did find out last night that the drones become like cameras halfway, so I guess you could strategically put your drone so it wouldn't get killed, and you could.
That's true, but
But that's only for your dead teammates. Like,
yeah, that's weird to play like that. But I feel like you could pick your class at the beginning and then start scanning for 10 seconds and then just like while they're setting up the house, it could easily figure out a plan of what you want to do and go about that. But I mean, other than that,
I really think it's just for like competitive
oh yeah,
play.
that game's
Like,
going to be very competitive. it's gonna be.
But I feel like that's the only part of the drones. Like the casual player, I feel like doesn't care about doing that.
Well, you don't. You never. Whenever it starts, you're like, oh god, I got to do this again.
It's just yeah, it's
And
just
I'm starting to
it's
get to
too
that
long.
point.
It's too long of a process, and it's every round.
Yeah.
Every game's first to three, so that's what like 3 times max. I have
Yeah.
to. It's obnoxious.
It
I
is.
don't.
It is obnoxious. I mean, I understand what they were going for, but it definitely could be cut down at least.
But they have to have they have to have a game type that doesn't have that as a thing.
I hope they have like just regular team deathmatch. They did in the. Did you play the other Rainbow Six like a lot? I don't think you probably played it.
What, Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas's.
I played with you a couple times.
Like they had the search and destroy mode like we're playing now, but then they also just had like a regular team deathmatch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that they'll do. There's definitely going to be an outcry of people like this is fucking bullshit and we need
Especially
more
for a
modes.
$60 price tag.
I heard there's not a campaign in the game either.
Do we
which-
really care? I mean, I've always been an advocate for having a good story, but it does cost a lot for them to do it. And honestly, if it's something like Battlefield's making the right call because their campaigns have been underwhelming, and everyone just plays online anyway. So
Battlefield's fucking campaign hasn't been good since Bad Company, and even those were funny, but they were so.
yeah,
But I feel like I don't think you can put a $60 price tag on a game without a campaign, because that's
Sure.
what they did with Titanfall, and that died out
but is the
so quickly.
did Titanfall die out because it didn't have a campaign? The longevity of a game is not really based on a campaign.
That's true. That's
What
actually 100%
what I feel
true.
what I feel might have killed them is they tried to put in like a fake campaign.
Oh, that was the stupid
I
thing.
forget what the mode was called, but
Attrition? No, that's just the regular mode.
it's just the regular
Yeah,
one.
I don't remember what it was
I
called.
think they actually called it campaign, but it was literally just the same maps.
Play multiplayer against
The same maps with some random guys you don't know about talking to you.
Yeah, but I don't. Did you play the Rainbow Six ones? You probably did. They were pretty decent. I mean, I guess if that's not what they want to go for,
You're talking the story of the Vegas one?
yeah,
I have no idea.
they weren't terrible. I mean, Call of Duty only makes a decent campaign, which that's one game I don't understand why they. I mean, they're now for 360 and PS3 they're not having campaign, but I don't know why they haven't ditched that so long ago. Because
The campaigns have been pretty. They haven't been like fantastic, like groundbreaking things, but they've always been adequate.
yeah,
and
they've been solid.
fun. But
even-
yeah, most people don't even.
Even
Don't-
Terrorist Hunt though, we've been playing that. That hasn't been like extremely difficult when we were even playing realistic.
No, realistic has been super easy compared
Yeah.
to the past. But then again, the past ones were just kind of like super
Super hard. Like didn't we
Like,
walk
un-
around with shields and bullshit?
like aimbot. Yeah, we just shielded around, which is what Eli was doing all fucking last night. Which is also a problem in the game. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Rainbow Six game, you have to have a shield, but like the one with the taser, like Eli had all right, in Terrorist Hunt they have suiciders, which if you're in the vicinity they arm and they fucking just run at you, and they have body armor too because why not?
That was when we found out about Suiciders. That night was just so funny. You just
We found out.
well remember the first one we both ran in the room and then just like guy
Yeah.
ran in and blew up. We're like, what the fuck is this? And then for the next 8 games you found out exactly what it was.
Oh my god, so many times.
But yeah, the shield, they definitely they're like a counter-terrorist thing. I see why they put the shield in it, but it's definitely overpowered.
Yeah, but like I've even tried like shooting like the part of the body I can see, and it doesn't happen. Plus, his pistol is like ridiculously effective, even
Yeah,
though they don't. They just like they pull the trigger as fast as they can.
Yeah, they don't even aim it. It's just they aim it obviously, but not like they don't slow down to shoot it. They just start spamming it at you.
Ugh.
But I mean, I don't think there wasn't really any other problems with the game. I know when they first made
It needs more variety, and it needs some different game modes to cater to the people that don't
want to play
want,
competitive.
don't want that amount of strategy every game. Because like Call of Duty is probably the biggest fan base for any game right now, right?
Yeah.
And then, so like, what if those people want to play another FPS? And then all of a sudden, these guys that have been just going balls deep every fucking time they spawn, all of a sudden they have to slow down and roll around the thing. They don't even have options for the thing. Like, I was like, what if it had like a taser or something that like you could stun them?
You never. They might be something like that. They'd probably put that in the beta though.
Maybe I don't know.
They're
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like we're seeing all the information the game has to give with the beta.
Which
But
that's kind of weird too that they didn't put in any other game. Like you think they would put some sort of game mode in, so like the Call of Duty fanboys would get like they might get excited about it. I mean, they might be excited about it anyways, but there's no. I can't imagine the people that play Call of Duty like wake up, play it, go to bed. Like that's all they do would be like, I'll try Rainbow Six and have fun. They probably all have ADHD and can't fucking pay attention.
yeah,
Because if you have a team of five, like right when I first played that, I was like, if we had a team of five of full friends, like we probably wouldn't lose that much unless we did stupid ass shit, which obviously happens. But I wish I had, like, I have that clip of Larry doing stupid shit, and I wish I could use it, but I can't, which kind of sucks. Maybe I'll put it in something, just
why
like
can't you use it?
I can use it, just not with our sound because the audio's off.
Yeah, yeah,
But I can probably use it and just stick it in somewhere just to show people like that stupidity.
yeah.
It's definitely going to be a. Do you think it's going to stick around? Like I've heard people compare that it's going to be like Titanfall and Evolve that like don't have campaigns, and that's why they haven't really stuck around. Which definitely isn't the reason for Evolve, but
I don't think that's a primary reason for that for an entire fan base to like go away.
that's
I
true.
mean, plus it's a preconceived notion. Like all of a sudden, like it's the same thing. Like people talk about how like the market the like video games should be more than $60 because of how the market's moved and stuff like that. But like gamers have this preconceived notion, like the same thing with the Xbox outcry, like I have to have physical copies. I've had them all this time, so that must be the only way it will happen. Or it should be $60. If they bump it up to 61.5, I'm not fucking paying it. I'm not buying that.
I I wonder if they like. You'd think they might lower the. I mean, obviously they wouldn't lower it because that just wouldn't make sense since other games are 60. But a lot more people would buy a multiplayer only game if it was less than 60.
Yeah.
Which they
And I
might.
guess
But
I guess it could, but they could still turn a profit by doing that if they made it like a 40, probably like a $50 game. 'Cause I think the Transformers game that's coming out like next week by Platinum is
cheaper.
I think it's 50, but then again it's a completely different beast. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like all story as opposed to all multiplayer. So
The Transformers games are harder to sell, though. I would think that's just like all kids,
yeah, it's a small fan base.
and especially with like Disney Infinity and fucking the new Lego Dimension games. Like they're trying to get something, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But I mean, there hasn't been. It's been hard to get into the Rainbow Six beta like multiplayer. We've been having some problems. I don't know if did you have any problems with Eli
Well,
after I got off?
it's a beta a couple times. Well, the same thing that happens in Gears happened to me last night. I get kicked from the server, and then all of a sudden, then you have to dashboard quit because it doesn't sync up your squad again after that.
That's definitely that's an easy fix though. I hate
I'll tell you an issue I did have last night with Eli
what's
was some kid on spawn. We were terrorists, and we were outside on spawn. He wiped out all four of us, and then we had to watch him walk around for about. If he wanted to truly troll, he could have walked around for like 11 minutes
I
playing terrorist hunt.
that is a
Instead he ran up to the door, put a breach charge on, and blew it up in his face. Called us losers, and then left.
that's a solid point though, because
I was
like
like, wow.
remember when we first tried playing Terrorist Hunt? We're like, why are we playing with other people? They easily could have made private like games for it. I would assume. I can't imagine that being too hard to do.
Yeah, but then you're not going to get that sweet renown,
I guess.
which apparently is the currency in the terrorist community now.
Because playing with other people is just. I don't want to play. Like last night, we got into a fight. Well, you killed the kid because he took down your fucking
Yeah,
barricade.
fucking busted through my barricade like 5
And
times.
then it just started a fucking war for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
It's just. I wish, like, Terrorist Hunt's. It's a better to play Terrorist Hunt with people you want to
That
play
you
with,
know.
not
Yeah.
randoms.
yeah.
So that's definitely. I wish they did that. And they keep extending the beta. Like, what? Today's Saturday. They extended it tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking extended it again. Even though the game was supposed to come out. What's today? The 3rd?
It was supposed to come out in 10 days,
Yeah.
but now it's December 1st.
It's glad it is with all the fucking shit. Imagine if
Yeah.
the game came out in 10 days and that's what it played like. I don't know. I wouldn't say I wouldn't get it. I definitely would, but I'd be fucking upset.
Yeah,
So
because how many times have you fallen? Has your drone fallen through the
yeah,
floor?
so many times, and
Which I mean, like that's
that's an
probably
easy
an
fix.
easy fix.
Yeah. But that shouldn't be happening. I mean, I guess we're testing it for them, and they probably figured it out by now, and they're like, oh, that shouldn't really be a huge deal. But there's probably some people that are like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm not getting this game. Of course, that's probably a low.
But that's a risk you take whenever you put out a beta anyway.
That's true.
But ultimately, the pros farly outweigh the cons,
Yeah.
especially in this day and like the past couple years we've had like with launches fucking up.
I'm
Ever since like SimCity, what else had Halo's Master Chief? They had to like knock down all the playlists just to get it working. Like I just got Team Snipers like 5 months ago.
I'm worried that this. I'm hoping it won't be like it was last year. Like everything failed. Unity, Halo. There was something else that failed too.
Well, Unity, since like Assassin's Creed 3, that they've been having that issue. 3 was buggy as hell, but it wasn't like the face thing, which was
Was last year the year they did both?
a Unity and Road. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why they shouldn't be fucking making 2 games a year.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah. For those of you at home, we're playing Gears. We're playing boxes on Gears.
Yeah, and he just. No, I got the
You
spot.
didn't get your spot.
No,
Oh,
I
you
did.
did.
I did. But like, what Tony Hawk just came out. I know you didn't want to talk about it, but that game fucking.
I did not because I know nothing
I didn't.
about it.
I'm just bringing up like that's already starting the season of fucked up games, and then next is Halo 5.
Can you really put oh my god, since that like board thing, like Tony Hawk's just been on a fucking decline.
I mean,
Actually, that was the nail of the coffin. But
I found out that their contract to license Tony Hawk's name ends this year, so they probably just like push it out the door. I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
But
let's stop making these.
like next is Halo 5, and if 343 messes up Halo 5 like it messed up the Master Chief Collection, then it just
Yeah. People will still play, but they'll have an outcry.
because there's some people that won't play Halo Master Chief Collection still, which is outrageous. But like,
Yeah, that's obnoxious.
Yeah, just
that's
get over
that's
it.
such a steal. So many, like 4 great games.
yeah,
like
that's a lot to handle. Like I was pissed when it happened, but I understand why it wouldn't be flawless.
yeah, because their original plan was to do like a Halo 2 anniversary, and then they're like, let's just do all of them.
Help
So they
us
made it-
out.
So like, I'd rather have a developer bite off more than they can chew, and like I suffer a little bit for it, as opposed to them just being like,
Like
let's give them the bare minimum. And
like that we're playing Gears right now. Like we both wish they put all of the games in, but
yeah,
for some reason they didn't. I'm kind of worried that they might be like Gears 2 remastered, but maybe not.
and we'd probably get that one too. I probably won't get 3 remastered if they ever do that, which they probably.
They did give us all the
They're just doing this so they compete. They can compete while
keep interest while they're making Gears 4.
Gears 4 comes out.
Yeah. I mean, it works. We're playing it again, even though we probably played it the first time 10 years ago.
Unless seriously achievement still doesn't work, and then in which case I'm gonna put it on the back burner for a long time.
But so you gonna get Rainbow Six? I know we kind of.
I'm gonna probably wait for a review, but I'd probably get it early, especially if we have
5.
a full team of 5.
I think we will. I think most of the people that we've been playing with are getting it. Of course, playing with Larry and Louie is it's hard to do because they never play.
Well, Louie's not even in my 5.
I pick Louie over Larry, of course.
I'd rather Louie, but
But yeah, so I'm definitely getting it. I think all of our friends are getting it. I wish the beta. I just want it to be longer, even though it's not gonna be.
even though you got way more than you were sure.
That's true. They did. They were just like 4 days, and then everything fucked up, and they just extended it.
Yeah, it fucked up for like we had our codes by 2 days after, so
Yeah.
and they extended it like a week and a half. So who cares?
Okay. Well, I don't have anything else to say. Do you have anything else to say about that?
On Rainbow Six,
On
no.
Rainbow Six. Yeah. All right. Okay. For topic 2 this week, Flash and Arrow are coming back. A lot of superhero TV shows have been coming back lately. Well, Gotham came back.
Oh, really? In the fall lane?
Okay. I've just started getting into watching TV shows like on a weekly basis.
I know. I did that like 2 years ago.
You
If I didn't have that first stupid job out of college, I probably wouldn't have like picked up so many shows.
I'm glad I did because I watched Breaking Bad and then you finally got me into Arrow after I turned you down for so long. But
Yeah, didn't I have to watch Breaking Bad for that?
probably, which
I always have to bargain with my friends about the fucking and it's obnoxious.
okay. So Flash comes back Tuesday. Arrow comes back Wednesday. Are you worried about either of these shows being bad?
I still have the same concerns for Arrow that I had at the beginning of last season
I'm
because I thought with them it's the same writers across like all shows. So before it was Arrow, which season 2 I still hold as the best season
definitely.
of Arrow, and then I was concerned that with them starting the Flash that year so early and splitting their writing staff across both shows would have taken away from the good one, would have sacrificed the good one to try to make another one, try to cash in on another one. But ultimately, I would say it kind of maybe it was just how the story arc for season 3 of Arrow panned out.
Should probably say spoilers because I'm about to say something, but I don't know where they go because they killed him last season, and that's like where do you go from there? Like, there's nothing else that could be so dramatic unless they kill Felicity or Thea, or I guess Diggle. I don't think some people have missed Diggle.
Why does it always have to be killing too?
It doesn't. Think about it though. Like season 1, they killed Tommy. Season 2, they killed his mom. Season 3, they killed him. That's or Aunt Sarah, or is that season 2?
Sarah was 301.
Okay, so there's a good chance they're gonna kill somebody. They killed somebody in the Flash season 1. I'm thinking that they're gonna put Green Lantern, or they're gonna tease Green Lantern at some point. Obviously, there's gonna be in what is it, Central City, or is that where Flash is?
Flash is Central, Coast is...
Oh, Coast. That's what I'm thinking. Coast. I think at some point they'll probably tease him. I heard that Carol Ferris might be in it since they always show Ferris airs.
Yeah.
But I don't
know. I don't see them starting with her. I don't know, maybe. I don't see them starting with Carol. Like, Carol is such like an obscure kind of...
Do you think that might be who he like... Because remember I think at the end of season 3, he was talking about like, how do you know how to fly a airplane or whatever? And he's like, I know people or... whatever he said like that. I think that might be like maybe not a first episode or the first few, but I feel like that's where the flashbacks are gonna like head.
Well, you're talking about Arrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they'll introduce him somehow, but I don't think it's gonna be with like Barry meets Carol one day, like we're at the coffee shop, and like all of a sudden, like, hey, here's Hal Jordan.
That's true. They might not even be allowed to do Hal Jordan since they're doing the but the Justice League movie. That's the name of that movie. Only one of the best movies coming out soon. But I'm excited for Flash because I like Flash so much better than I liked Arrow last season. Like,
well, yeah, last season, yeah.
I mean, I guess
I still think it had some pretty lackluster. There were a couple episodes where I was very underwhelmed and a little pissed.
Who would you?
I mean, you could probably contribute that to attribute that to just like the long season time.
That's true. There shouldn't be 23 episodes, but then that's never going to stop. But who do you think is a better villain, Harrison Wells or Deathstroke from season 2 of Arrow? It's a tough one.
I was hoping you went with Ra's al Ghul or something.
No, Ra's al Ghul fucking sucked in comparison.
Yeah.
Boy. It's a tough one.
Ultimately,
I know you have.
It might be a little biased, but I still love the Deathstroke Green Arrow storyline.
That was a good storyline.
And
I'll give you that.
I do think they made very good nods to it. And built up very well. And as much as Manu Bennett hates the fight at the end, it was very well done. So
Harrison Wells, like that character is so good though. Like
Harrison Wells is more like a psychological kind of. Actually, I don't know. They both kind of had the same things because Slade mind fucked the shit out of Oliver for like
that's true
out of that season, like showing up at his house, like fucking flirting with his mom and shit. But yeah, Harrison Wells just being always around. That was more of an interesting arc because like Slade didn't necessarily build Oliver up.
That's true.
He did in the flashbacks, I guess, but in the current in the present day, he was only like an adversary.
I didn't you didn't know if, like, you had a good idea that Harrison Wells was the bad guy. Like they showed you the suit and everything, but but it's
also like 3 reverse flashes. And
yeah, like it didn't make sense. Like,
and then they had Eddie there to throw people off of the scent and stuff like that.
They did it really well because you're like Thawne, like that's fucking Eddie's name. But what's his name's going to be in season 2? What's the name of the actor that plays him? I can't think of his name. I'm going to look it up.
I'll get it. Just keep going.
But he's going to be in it, and so I'm assuming from, what is it, Earth 2? I think that's what he's going to come from.
I think that's where they're going.
But it's so weird, like, because Eddie killed himself, so wouldn't that just mess up, like, the whole timeline where then the Flash wouldn't have, like, his mom wouldn't have died, then he wouldn't have became the Flash, and all that junk that happened because of Eobard Thawne. Oh, God. So I don't...
So do we think that the Flash going Do you think that Flash going into an alternate world is going to like alter Arrow heavily?
That's what I remember. We were talking about this like when the season was coming to an
Yeah,
end.
that first time, like around mid-season, he did that first like time travel jump,
Yeah, and then it
and it
messed up.
fucked his thing with Iris, and it rewrote that Storm guys thing.
You would assume that it would.
Thought it would have like brought that. That was how they were going to bring Oliver back from the dead,
Yeah. Or bring back Sarah or something.
or Tommy. I miss Tommy.
You're holding out for Tommy. I don't think that's
My
happening.
my ideas for season 3 was so good, and like nothing happened. I was hoping they like teased the Lazarus Pit, and then like fucking he came back as like a Red Hoodish character, and then it was gonna be Oliver and Roy versus Thea and Tommy
You think that
under Malcolm Merlin. That would have been fucking sick.
it made sense for Malcolm's like motives to be, I want to be Ra's al Ghul to bring my son back to life, and
But that's not his character.
yeah, that's true.
It's maybe like 20% of his character.
I was
but-
rewatching season 1 recently, and he was being such a dick to Tommy. It's like unbelievable,
Yeah.
and that's fine. And it just I don't know how I want to see if they do in Flash, if they go to like Earth 2 and you see an alternative or Earth 2 Oliver. That'd be pretty like they might. I feel like they would tease that, or an Earth 2 Felicity maybe, because they don't want to use Oliver as much.
Yeah, the only way I see them like using Oliver is if it's like he never went on the boat and he just like continued his play.
Yeah, it might.
But that would be such a lame fucking thing.
Yeah, it might just be like in TVs in the background or something like an Easter egg or something to hint towards it. But they announced that.
It would be cool to do it with Sarah or something, like if she never got on the boat, like where her life would have went.
Oh, we even forgot that the Legend of
But, I
Tomorrow
mean,
is going to start soon too. Well, not soon.
Yeah, which is part of my concern. So I was saying I was a little concerned last season that they were going to take away from Arrow's quality to launch the Flash, which season 3 was kind of underwhelming, but it might. I don't know which one's better. Which one would you say is better, season 1 or 3 of Arrow?
Probably 1.
Yeah, even though it's a villain of the week setup for most of it until
Yeah.
the back half. All right, but still, so we're both saying they took away from Arrow a little bit for Flash, maybe, or it was just how the story arc went. But now they have Supergirl on a different network, same writers.
It's the same
And
universe technically too.
Yeah, and really,
Yeah,
I guess okay.
she's not going to show up in her
Yeah.
season 1. It's going to be like her season 2 if there is a season 2.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how that well that's gonna go, and
It's going to be. I don't know how Supergirl fights with Flash and Arrow, but
they'll find a way. I mean, they had the guy that was shooting eye beams when the Ray Palmer episode in Arrow.
Oh, the guy that they like.
Which I thought was like a Cadmus, like Superboy Kryptonian type.
Didn't they say like?
I was really hoping they were setting. They might still be setting up for that.
Didn't they say like they didn't know where he got his powers because he wasn't in the Central City the night of the particle explosion?
Which I think is a tease for Cadmus.
I don't like that they're gonna have. I liked Arrow when there wasn't so much like magic and shit, and now they're gonna have like Constantine from that show. They're gonna have just Damien Dark can stop things with his hands.
Yeah, that's weird.
I've never.
But I mean, to be fair, that's how Oliver has to deal with that shit in the comics. So
That's true, but like when they started the show, weren't they like, no magic, ain't happening? Then like, you know what?
I don't remember what the promises were beforehand but they also weren't. They also didn't have the Flash dreams
That's
until
true.
2008 and 9.
I think. What do you think is going to be better, Flash or Arrow this year? Flash is. I'm worried about.
Flash 100%.
I'm kind of worried about Flash because they're introducing so many. They're introducing a bunch of like Flashes. They're introducing Jay Garrick, Wally West, and then like a girl Flash who I don't know what her name is or anything like that, which I guess doesn't help this conversation. But that's like so many characters they have to introduce into a series. Plus, they have to. They're getting rid of Robbie Amell's not going to be Firestorm after I don't know how long, and they're going to.
This character you have to write about.
I guess, but they're replacing him with the Jason Rush character, who's the Black Firestorm.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's going to be so many characters they have to worry about, along with Earth 2 shit, time travel shit, stuff like that. It's just going to be so much to handle.
It's gonna be like Interstellar on TV.
Goody, because Interstellar was great. that made perfect sense.
What, you don't know there's 5 dimensions now?
And I watched that the other day, and they're like, "This is the 5-dimensional world. That's your daughter's bookcase."
It's my bookcase. And I know how to navigate it because I figured out it's 5-dimensional, so now I know exactly where I need to go.
Did you watch the Honest trailer or not the Honest trailer, the CinemaSin one?
No, I didn't.
It
I haven't watched Cinema Sins in a while.
it came out like 2 weeks ago. It's like if you could push the watch on the bookcase, why not just write her a note and drop it through? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. But I kind of think Arrow will be better because I think season 3 was so bad that they can only go up unless they.
It wasn't so bad.
I
Would you say that the reason that Arrow is suffering is because they have so many players now?
I think. I mean, that's probably a huge like deal with it. I'll give you that. But I also think killing them off was like one of the dumbest things any TV show can do.
No, it was a missed opportunity. I was I was very intrigued when they killed him off at the mid-season finale, and then I was really hoping that he would have stayed out of the picture for like 6 episodes or maybe 5, or at least 3, or I don't know. Just not have him in 3 episodes
Well,
at all.
How did you
Nothing.
want him to come back? The Lazarus Pit.
No, because that would have made well. They could have done that, and they would have played that as the Dark Oliver thing, which they kind of did towards the end, even though he was faking it. But
That's what I mean, though.
I don't know how I would have brought. No, how I would have brought him back was Barry's time travel.
That would have worked, yeah. But that's what I mean, though. Like they killed him off.
But for 3 episodes, you have the Arrow cast that like without Oliver, how do they react? Which they kind of did it when they had that whole thing where they had to figure out why they were fighting the fight and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured it out. But I wanted to see like each one grieve a little bit, or each one like interact with another one a little bit. Like somebody quit, which they kind of did, but it wasn't to the extent because the whole time, meanwhile, the audience was seeing him like, oh, he's alive within the first fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Look, yeah.
that's what I mean, though. Like they took a risk to kill him, but then they didn't really capitalize on the risk they took to like make a good, intriguing story.
To make it worth it.
Yeah,
Because even like Stephen Amell like tweeted or Facebook, and he was like I'm a character on a show. Like I don't outrank the show. So like
yeah, but
the show wants to do something cool. I was like, oh, cool. Maybe he'll have a few episodes off. Nope, he was in every fucking episode.
yeah, they didn't seem to like capitalize on like anything in the season. Like Ra's al Ghul is pretty underwhelming for the character that Ra's al Ghul really is in like the comics and in Batman and stuff.
Yeah, which they also took a lot of the Batman Ra's storyline and applied it to Oliver, which I guess whatever. That's pretty much the only reason that Oliver exists anyway.
I was gonna say, isn't he just like a Batman without being Batman?
Yeah, his Arrow Cave and Arrowmobile.
So I mean, I think Arrow might be better just because Flash has so much to deal with, and then Legend of Tomorrow is just gonna throw. That's what all the mid-season finale is gonna be. I think it's Vandal Savage is the Legend of Tomorrow.
Wait, they're wasting Vandal Savage on
Legend of Tomorrow, yeah.
on like a 6-episode season.
No, it's gonna be
13, right?
13, yeah.
Okay, that's
But
better.
they're gonna have to introduce him, Rip Hunter, who I don't even know who else. I don't know when they're bringing Sarah back to life. They already confirmed that, obviously.
That's happening in Arrow, I think.
Yeah, I know that. I just don't know like at what point of the season because Constantine's gonna come on the show.
So,
It could be the first episode. That'd be jumping the gun a little bit. Be like, hey, we're back. Here's Sarah.
they did it with Oliver's death. Why
That's
not?
true. Maybe they learned. I don't.
I'm so glad. Like I like Katie. Like she's awesome.
Oh, I know you like Katie. You talk about it all the time.
Who doesn't like Katie? No, but I'm glad to see like they brought her. They found a way to bring it back, which I never confirmed if there was actually like a white canary in the comics.
There was.
I think they're.
I don't think she's very fleshed out, so they're gonna be just making up it as they go. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But
Plus now she gets to play like a different type of character too. Like it's not like the sweet assassin. Like just the way that like in the trailer, doesn't she kind of like interact or give like Oliver a look, and it's like she's pissed or she doesn't even like know him or anything.
I think they cut it to they cut it to like a point where she like it looks like she's like who are you or something like I don't know if that was just cutting like it's editing or if that was actually supposed to be like that.
I don't know. It's good editing if it's not.
So do you think anything like big like Oliver dying is gonna happen?
No, they're not gonna.
No, I don't mean like killing.
Right.
Do you think anybody else like? Do you have any predictions that someone might die?
Dying? No, I see Roy. Well,
Roy's already.
they're probably definitely gonna kill off somebody. I see a Diggle scare maybe.
He has his Magneto helmet. He can control the metal.
So weird. I thought they were gonna make him like something like a Vic. Like maybe they'll make him like. Would they make him Cyborg?
It'd be fucking
That
awesome.
would be weird.
It would be weird.
Just one day they reference him being like Stone. They just mentioned Stone like something.
Well, the crossover for Legend Tomorrow, Arrow, and Flash is going to be so like such a clusterfuck, and it's going to be outrageous.
But I don't know. They haven't really truly disappointed me yet, so I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because honestly, the Flaro, I can call it that.
Yeah.
The Flaro episodes were really, really good.
They were. I didn't like how they're like Barry came when Oliver poisoned them in the prison at Ra's al Ghul's, and Barry just came and got them out. I was like, that's kind of it's a cool way to use them, but you could have used them for like so much better reasons. But he's also overpowered, so I guess that's
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same reason that the X-Men left Quicksilver at home.
just didn't want to use them.
We need another hour of material, so here's your bag. Get the fuck out of here.
That's true.
They left him like at the airport too, like on the runway. They gave no fucks.
I kind of think in Flash they might go to a different world or something where Barry's mom's alive and his dad, or like his life would have been if Flash or
Are you talking about like, if they do like a Nightfall thing?
What's Nightfall? Never.
Nightfall. Well, the Flash Paradox movie that came out like in 2010 or whatever is like the Flash. He like time with the reverse. He's fighting the Reverse Flash, and he like time travels to like an alternate universe or whatever, or a different time or whatever. And in that world, Bruce Wayne died, and Thomas Wayne became Batman. Became a dark ass killing Batman with red eyes, and his mom became the Joker.
I could see them doing a part where he's going back in time or traveling to a different dimension, and I think his name's John Wesley Shipp, the dad. I believe that's his name. I think he was the
original Flash.
Yeah, I could see them doing something like that, like a cool little like.
I still don't want them to put him in like spandex and shit.
Oh no, I'm talking like, you know how when he was going back in time the first time not the first time, when Harrison Wells showed him how to do it, they saw Killer Frost like in her costume and whatever. I could see them doing something like that.
Call her the costume.
What?
Her wig.
Oh yeah, her wig. Well, I just meant like that's what she was. So I could see them doing something like that. But I don't know how they're going to explain where Wally West is going to come from, unless it's like Joe's long lost son or a cousin or something random like that.
Yeah, I don't see them. I see that being kind of underwhelming. However they handle that.
Do you think he's just going to show up? I'm Wally. Hello.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know that version of Wally very well though.
I know he started out as a white redheaded person, and now
in the comics.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of Wally. Like he's gonna have the same like kind of mannerisms and shit like that.
Do you think they might have
because Wally's the funny Flash.
Barry was pretty funny though.
Yeah, but people have also said that the Barry on TV is more like Wally anyway.
They probably made it that way.
Actually, Barry.
Do you think that they might introduce Oliver's son into season 4?
Yeah, regrettably, probably. I don't like that storyline at all. I don't like the part where like, in the comics where like Green Arrow and Canary like are just about to get married, and then like, oh, surprise kid, awkward. How's it feel to be a surrogate mom and not a real mom? Like fucking Black Canary.
You like
I love Black Canary.
I feel like you like Felicity more than Laurel.
In what aspect?
Like I think you'd rather Oliver be with Felicity than Laurel.
Yeah. I mean, Laurel's been Laurel season 2 was a pain in the fucking ass. She was like the worst part. Her story arc was the worst part of that season, which I that's the only like real complaint I had with it.
Is season 2 the one where she went to the boxing place, or is that season 3? I think that's season 3.
Season 2 when she was an alcoholic.
Oh yes.
And bitched to everybody about it.
That sounds like Laurel.
Because what? Well, Tommy died. Then she got abducted, and then she got fired from the bar. So like she had reasons to. I mean,
so you're just getting her down while she's already down.
Yeah.
I don't. I just want it to start. I've been like dying for it. I wish you didn't introduce it to me so I wouldn't have to. Like it's fucking awesome, but now I'm like, I go to work Monday. I'm like,
when you finish Chuck, you'll be done. You just have to wait for the movie to get kickstarted.
Like whenever it's Monday morning, I'm like, tomorrow's fucking Flash, and then Tuesday morning, I'm like, I just gotta get through work, and Flash will be on tonight.
I didn't know you liked it that much.
I like that's how I feel about Flash. I don't feel so like I want to watch Arrow, obviously, but I like Flash so much better. Then again, if I watched Arrow season 2 when it was going on, I definitely would have been like that.
Yeah.
But I just told you that it looked like what did I say? What did I compare Flash to? A superhero. What's that? Gossip Girl. That's it. That's what I compared it to.
It's true.
And then I went back. I watched that episode recently. I'm
But
like,
it's on the CW, so at some point they're probably gonna go the drama route, which is probably why like Oliver and Felicity all of a sudden are living the home life.
that's true. Even though that's gonna, I wonder how long that's gonna be. Like probably just
Because
an
that's
episode.
that's why I still like season one. Like people had like complaints about season one in the first half, like because it was the villain of the week, which like I get, but like it was also darker, and I don't know. It's still
I hated.
maybe it's just my age. Like if I was a little kid, maybe I would like that shit better. But now that I'm like, for lack of a better word, an adult.
Is that what you call it?
Like I kind of like the Chris Nolan-y darker version of like the comic
Well,
books that I grew up with.
He like
you know?
spoiled everything for us by making that Batman movie. Fucking, it probably ruined DC's whole fucking movie making thing. Because now they're like, we got to make it like Christopher Nolan's movies. That's what it.
Well,
has
you
to be.
also realize that if Christopher Nolan didn't come around, the last Batman would have been the fucking Tim Burton one.
That's true.
So the movies coming out for the next decade wouldn't have been a thing. Probably.
That's true. That's true. Well, do you have anything else to?
There definitely would have been a Suicide Squad movie. I can tell you.
We're gonna talk about that next. Do you have anything else to say about Flash and Arrow though?
No, how long is this podcast gonna be though?
It's only been like 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, I guess we're breaking it up.
Yeah. All right. So for topic 3, in 2016, there's gonna be a lot of superhero movies. In my count, there's 8 of them. So I want to know.
Do you have the list of
I
them?
do have a list. I'm gonna read them off to you. There's 8 of them, and I'm gonna want to know which one do you think is gonna be the best one and which one's gonna be the worst. So for the movies, there's Deadpool, Batman, it's v Superman, obviously, Civil War, X-Men Apocalypse, Suicide Squad, Gambit, and Doctor Strange. So which one? Let's start.
Gambit and Doctor Strange, bottom tier.
I heard Gambit might not even happen. I think they just lost their director or something. I'm sure it still happened, but
Just, I don't know.
do you think?
People lost directors before?
So-
That's why the Fantastic Four movie kind of sucked.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I watched it.
I don't even want to see it.
The ending was fucking. The whole thing was kind of underwhelming. They only had like 3 sets, and it was kind of underwhelming. They had the perfect cast, and the effects are cool, but other than that, don't really.
I think Gambit will probably be the worst, just because that's like Suicide Squad. I could see we could be worried about that because that's just different, but I don't think it'll be terrible. I guess. And Doctor Strange, I don't think Marvel can make a bad movie. I mean, they have to eventually.
No, but they can make mediocre movies. Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was. I liked Ant-Man a lot. Not
Ant-Man was campy.
It was campy, but it was also so much different. Like the world wasn't on the line like the whole fucking time. It was just something simple, something like Paul Rudd played.
A bank heist. A bank heist is simple.
I mean,
Bugs.
you know when you're watching the Avengers that meteor was not going to drop to the ground, or the piece of land that they called a meteor blow up the world and it was going to be over. Like you knew they were going to win, Ultron was going to lose. At least Ant-Man, there was some risks, at least. Obviously you knew Ant-Man was going to win, so that's a bad comparison, I guess. But there was at least something different. The world wasn't going to end if he failed or anything like that.
No. All these movies, it's only one city. Every fucking movie, they only destroy one city at a time.
Well, I mean, Ultron was...
Transformers, fucking the first Avengers.
Well, the Avengers, their plan was to ruin the world, though. Definitely Ultron. Ultron was going to fucking blow up the
Yeah,
whole...
but they contained them all into a 6 fucking block radius.
That's true.
The things came through a portal in the sky, and they all went down to the ground. With flying vehicles, they could have went anywhere.
That big earthworm thing, or not earthworm, that big worm thing could have just trashed every building in its fucking way. And
It did, but then it turned around.
So we can agree that either Gambit or Doctor Strange are probably going to be the worst. So this is really what it comes down to. What's going to be the best? Civil War or Batman v Superman? I know you love Batman.
Why are you taking out the other option?
Okay, well, what else?
All right, yeah. Let me make this. Let me make this list.
It's Deadpool.
Yeah, because Deadpool, I put probably at number 3. I feel like that's gonna be.
So you want to make like a top 8 list, each of us? Like we'll just talk it, or we'll make one together.
What?
I don't know. So
What are the movies?
Deadpool, Batman, Civil War, Apocalypse.
I love how we refer to Batman, and even though it's
Apocalypse, Suicide Squad, Gambit, Doctor Strange.
Do it again. Deadpool, Batman, Civil, Apocalypse.
Suicide Squad, Gambit, Doctor Strange.
Okay. Yeah, Gambit and Doctor Strange definitely at the bottom. Well, you said there were 8, right?
That is 8. Oh, no, there's only 7. My bad.
Okay. Thanks.
No, because I was reading an article when I was posting this, like top 8 movies, and then one of them was like,
no, we won't be making the top 8.
then one of them was like Star Trek or something. I was like, that doesn't count.
Are they making another Star Trek?
I think next year is going to be a Star Trek. That's what I saw on the list, at least.
Okay, Doctor and Gambit. Gambit, I feel like he needs another character there to be with him.
They're not having they just announced it. They're not having the girl who plays Rogue be in the movie, but they're gonna have Rogue.
Okay, good. I was gonna say like Rogue should be in there, but I also don't want what's her face to play it.
She wasn't a terrible Rogue.
No, she was a good Rogue. She was a good Rogue, yeah, but I don't know. True Blood fucking tainted everything. Like I think the first movie I saw her in was like Fly Away Home or something. It's like some movie where like a bunch of geese imprint on her, and she has to like build a fucking flying contraption with her dad and like fly the geese down to the south or something.
That sounds very strange.
It's a weird. Oh, fun fact: Scarlett Johansson was also in The Horse Whisperer.
I don't even know what The Horse Whisperer is.
It's a Robert Redford like 1980s or 90s movie.
So she was a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So I mean, what else could contend with Civil War and Batman? It would have to be Apocalypse.
Civil War is basically an Avengers movie.
Yes.
So that's definitely up there.
Batman's a Batman movie.
And Batman's not a Batman movie.
Okay.
No.
Batman is a Superman movie where they put Batman first because people like Batman more.
Yeah. And I really think that's going to do. I think it'll do well, even though Zack Snyder makes really good, really like cinematic movies. Like the stuff he does, his style, like 300. Like 300 would have been a shit movie if it wasn't like so visually stunning. So as long as they have like a decent story in place, that's going to do very well. The casting's good. The only worries I have with that is that they're going to shoehorn too much into the story to try to catch up to
Justice League?
to Avengers. Yeah.
Well, they're going to have Wonder Woman, Aquaman.
Yeah. Which is already I feel like the Wonder Woman scenes, especially the one where Bruce sees her going into a car at a party or something.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's going to be like a
love
scene
story.
No, I feel like it's going to be like they should have cut that scene.
Oh, maybe. I think they're going to show all. I think there's 7 Justice League members. I think they're gonna. I heard like rumors that they're gonna show like a camera in LexCorp or something that shows just a blur, just like in a room, which is obviously Flash.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like that's gonna take away.
Cyborg might be in it. I heard. Green Lantern, I don't think's in it. We don't get Green Lantern.
Cyborg will be in it. Cyborg should be in it only as a Victor Stone thing. Like, oh, Victor Stone rushes for 5 touchdowns in the fucking state championship game or something.
I'm worried about
like pre-Cyborg, because the Cyborg movie should honestly be a origin story.
It's not,
because not many people know. It's not.
I believe
it should be.
I believe the next movie after this movie, after Batman v Superman, is the Justice League.
So maybe they won't have Cyborg in it yet.
Maybe.
Do they have like a 2-part?
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-part Justice League movie. So it's definitely possible. They might just be like.
So I see him being Victor Stone beforehand.
I'm worried about Jesse Eisenberg being Lex Luthor. That's just going to be wicked, wicked weird.
It's the same thing with Jared Leto's Joker.
That's true, and that looks like it's going to be good.
They have to. They can't just keep playing. Leto can't be Ledger, and fucking Eisenberg can't be Spacey or Hackman.
I wish that Bryan Cranston would have played Lex Luthor, but maybe that's just because
it would have been perfect. But then again,
people would just be like, "Well, he's not Walter White," so or he's being too much like Walter White, something like that.
Yeah, like, you know how many fucking Godzilla ticket sales they got because they thought it was going to be a Walter White versus Godzilla. Like they should have just done it with Batman. Like, guys, we need to catch up, and Breaking Bad just stopped, so
crossover.
Let's do the obvious thing here.
Who wins, Walter White or Batman?
Oh, that's close. Batman.
Obviously Batman. But it's just that'd be a funny like just if someone made a video of that. It'd be so stupid, but it'd be funny.
Unless he finds a way to get Batman addicted to meth.
Just he tricks some whore to take some of his meth and go out with Batman. I could see. I'm worried about Apocalypse because I heard that that's like the last movie where it's gonna have Hugh Jack. Well, not Hugh Jackman. It's the last X-Men movie. It's gonna have Hugh Jackman, but he's doing like a solo movie
Yeah,
after.
he's got one more Wolverine in him.
But all that after that, I think all the actors are done. So I don't know where they even go from there.
Well, what do you mean the actors are done? The original cast or
No,
like
like the new Magneto, the new Professor X, Jennifer Lawrence is done. Nick Holt, I think, plays Beast. I heard that all their contracts are done after this, and I know Jennifer Lawrence says she's done, which I guess that doesn't really matter because she's Mystique, and almost anyone can play Mystique, I would assume. But the guy who
you mean a super hot chick that's okay with doing fucking body paint?
she didn't do body paint, she refused to do it.
Oh, probably the better call.
Well, I mean, her naked pictures got leaked anyways, so it's just.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But after that, they're all done. So I don't know where they like.
Doesn't mean they can't renew it.
I mean, yeah, they could renew, but like as of now, they're done, and they're gonna lose so much star power when Hugh Jackman's done. And I don't, I don't know.
There can be another Wolverine though.
There can be, but
He perfected the Wolverine
Yeah,
movie character.
Whoever plays the next
Because
Wolverine.
if you go back to X1, I don't really think I wasn't impressed with the Wolverine. I'll say in the fucking like steel cage fight in the beginning, yeah, but then after that, like, oh man. And plus, they fucking neuter the fuck out of him all the time because of Jean Grey.
I feel bad for whoever has to play Wolverine after him
No, I don't.
because his life is gonna suck.
Wouldn't you feel bad for Ben Affleck for having to play Batman?
I guess it depends. Depends who they get for an actor for Wolverine. If they get like a well-known actor to play him, I don't think it'd be as bad. But Ben Affleck got a lot of shit for being Batman once he was cast.
Yeah, now people aren't upset about it because I saw the trailer.
Yeah, but he's also a well-known actor, so they know what he can like his acting capabilities and stuff. If they just get like a no name,
He's also had a bad acting reputation
I guess
up until Gone Girl
he still has like a reputation for knowing what he's doing, though.
as a producer and director. Yeah,
But now if they take just like a random actor not off the street, obviously, but like a no-name actor, put him in as Wolverine, he's gonna have the toughest career not of any actor, obviously, but I don't know how you live up to playing that part, I guess, because it's not like
what about the kid that's gonna play fucking Spidey?
Andrew Garfield was good, but
Yeah, but the fucking direction, the rest of the movie's direction was pretty
I'm
bad.
glad that's another thing for Civil War. I think that might be greater because they have like Spider-Man and stuff like that, but I don't know where they go with Apocalypse. Because are they going to kill everybody off? Are they going to go back in time again?
Yeah, I don't know. Like Apocalypse is kind of like the Thanos of the X-Men, so I don't know how much crazy shit he's gonna be able to.
I mean, maybe that's what they're going to do, like end the series and then reboot it in a few years or something.
Everything can't be time travel and resetting though, because they already did that in the last one.
Yep.
They just time traveled, so I don't see them doing that.
They might just.
I think Apocalypse will time travel, but I think he'll just show up and fuck up the present day.
Maybe. I totally forgot. Until you said Spider-Man, I completely forgot he was even in that movie, which isn't probably going to be a big part, but.
In what?
In Civil War.
Okay. That's.
I wonder if when Apocalypse ends, if like maybe Marvel and Fox will work together, since if the Spider-Man thing works, which I guess is a big if. Imagine if Spider-Man's in Civil War and it's bad. I mean, that's good, but then they make a Spider-Man movie and that's bad. I don't know what that's going to do to like that agreement.
It's yeah.
Because that's just then they'll be like, oh, no Spider-Man movie can be good. Even though Amazing Spider-Man 1 was good,
If you like stuttering and stuff. I mean, I own both of them.
I like this.
I asked for the first one, but I didn't ask for the second one.
I like the second. Well, I liked
Second one had it redeemed itself a little because of the visual stuff. It was pretty cool.
I loved Electro.
But then people also hate. Yeah, casting's kind of weird, but Jamie Foxx did well with it.
I think Deadpool might be.
Deadpool might beat out at one of the top two.
See, the only problem with that is it's rated R, so it depends. Like, if we're rating it on how well the movie does, or if we're waiting on like box office, which I'd assume we'd do how well it does, or like quality of the movie, not box office.
But everyone goes off box
Yeah.
office. So.
But that's so unfair because no parent, I hope, is gonna be like, let's go watch Deadpool to their 10-year-old. He just says fuck every 5 seconds. It's no big deal. That definitely could.
Hey, at least parents are spending time with their kids, though. More than I could say for most parents right
We'll
now.
get more crazy kids, and they'll be like, they shouldn't have watched that Deadpool movie and played those
It's,
video
it's,
games.
it's Ryan Reynolds' fault. We want Ryan Reynolds' head.
Ryan Reynolds is very dedicated to the movie, though, so it's.
I know he's probably so upset that like the shit that happened in Wolverine Origins or Origins Wolverine.
I never even
You,
knew who Deadpool was until that movie, and I was like, that's a weird
you
character.
you messed up.
And then
You didn't see him in Ultimate Alliance too.
I probably did, but it didn't like.
That's an interesting topic. My first Deadpool, I don't even remember.
That's
I'd have to dig deep to fucking try to remember where I first saw
That's
Deadpool.
what I'm saying. Like I probably we played Ultimate Alliance. I probably picked like Spider-Man or Wolverine or something. Didn't even pay attention to the no-name characters I didn't know. Which I think I was Hulk when we played that. Probably.
Shocker, you
I
probably
love Hulk. He's so unfair. He's like Superman.
except Green.
Didn't they do Did they do a death battle of Hulk versus Superman? I don't.
I think you're referring to the thing that Justin posted on our
Oh
Facebook.
yes. That's true.
No, they've had a death battle of Superman fighting Goku twice.
So I think Batman will probably be the best.
No.
No.
Well, I guess you can have your opinion.
I mean-
I'm gonna say Civil War is gonna be the best. Batman versus Superman. I feel like the story quality is not gonna be to par with the visual fidelity of it.
See,
Uh,
the reason I think Batman's going to be the best because they cannot fuck this up. Like
doesn't mean that they're not going to.
they can, obviously they
I-
can fuck it up, but
I don't think they're gonna fuck up because like people give shit to Man of Steel, but I still think it was a very adequate. I think it ran long towards in the fight scene at the end, but I do think it was an adequate thing, and I like the no kryptonite thing. Fucking, I've always hated the kryptonite Superman thing.
that's going to probably be in this one.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm kind of worried.
But
And I'm not really on board with the Lex Luthor casting, even though I'm willing to give it a shot.
if they fuck this up though,
Uh,
that might be like I'm sure they'll still
if-
continue on, but that might
Yeah, no, it's not gonna fucking bankrupt them.
it won't bankrupt them, but like it's going to leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth for Justice League and stuff like that. Which
Yeah.
Justice League will do fine on itself just because it's.
What's the first solo movie after that?
I think I don't know off the top of my head, but I think it's Batman. Just like a solo
The
Batman.
one directed by Ben Affleck.
I think so.
I see him doing really well with that one though.
Probably.
So I would personally wouldn't be worried, but I feel like maybe like the Wonder Woman one or the Cyborg one. The Cyborg one's like I think the last one though.
I think Deadpool and
One of the solo ones would probably take a hit if Batman v Superman tanks.
I think
But I don't see it tanking. I see it being.
like mediocre or
I don't see the story being that great,
I
and I see a few short scenes that should have been cut because they had to set up.
that's true. That you get a lot of that in Marvel movies nowadays though.
You get a lot of that in the second Avengers.
You
'Cause
got
he had so much. I don't know which side I'm on that whole Joss Whedon thing, but
well they probably
he definitely did have a lot of shit.
they probably
Fucking-
forced them to put all that shit in
yeah.
cuz
Which if he did a great job cutting it down to one movie and all that stuff with everything he had to work with. But
there's
like-
so many people in
like we didn't need the Ragnarok scene really. Like
no, I guess you
we
didn't
had the
really.
scene- we had the scene. You know how much I know about Thor Ragnarok? Jack. So I could have just went and saw a Thor movie.
I feel like
I
that was
didn't
more
I
setting
didn't
up
have to know anything about Ragnarok to go see the next Thor movie.
I feel like that was more so setting up the Infinity Stones and like making it known to the whole group. Like I
Yes.
think it serves some purpose so that Thor.
But couldn't you have just done that when fucking Vision broke the scepter and there was a stone?
Yeah, but if it wasn't for Thor coming back, I mean, I guess he could have just came back and done the little electrify Vision to turn him on. But he was like, "We're doing this because of what I saw" and stuff like that.
Like just the way he left the fucking Hawkeye's house, he's like, I have to leave.
I have to go. I cannot tell you where. So that is true, though. I think Suicide Squad and Deadpool could both surprise, like, out of all the
Suicide
movies.
Squad will definitely surprise. Deadpool will ultimately surprise. It won't surprise is the wrong word because an R-rated Deadpool is what every fucking Captain Obvious fucking went around and told everybody like there should be an R-rated Deadpool. Like I don't know why the fuck you would ever have a piece. I know why they do it. It's so they can make more sales on the younger audience, but
That's
who
not that's not his
Deadpool was.
character. Yeah. Suicide
Like
Squad's gonna have an interesting thing where like
Deadpool in the comics fucks death and is all about tits. So why would you try to PG-13 it? Just fucking go wild with it. Like, well, I don't know why you need this. Why you have to truncate every fucking superhero movie into a PG-13 rating?
that's true.
Why can't we have a few over there? Why can't the next Wolverine movie just be him fucking decapitating the shit out of everyone? Why can't we have that? Maybe that'll keep Hugh Jackman on board.
I think the only thing that keeps Hugh Jackman on board is them working with Marvel. I think that's the only thing that he'd make an exception for.
Or the only offer he has for movies after that is Real Steel 2.
But the interesting thing about Suicide Squad, I think, is that like anybody in that movie can die other than Will Smith's character, Joker, and Harley Quinn. Other than that,
You saying they can't die?
they cannot die. Those three.
Will Smith can die.
What you want him to die, or you?
I don't want him to die. I think he's too big of an actor to keep on for more than one run.
That might be true, but I feel like
If they're going to play the Deadshot that I think they're going to play, which is the one that was in Assault on Arkham, the animated movie, he's going to be like a no-nonsense, serious guy, which he's not really in the video games and stuff like that, or the animated ones. He's kind of like a joke. But in this one, he's probably going to be the leader.
Yep.
And I can see them doing something where he like
Sacrifices himself or something.
Not that cliche, but maybe.
Well, I feel like since it's Will Smith, I feel like he just has special rules set aside for him. Like,
Probably.
and like obviously Joker and Harley Quinn, they can't die. But other than that, any
Joker can.
I guess.
Especially if it's especially if that whole Red Hood thing theory is right.
I want to go to that movie with you, and if that happens, watch you walk out. Be like, Justin, you said. I know it's 10 minutes in the movie, but get the fuck out. He's over here.
He's behind us.
So it's such. Do you think we'll ever get like sick of superhero movies?
No, I would never will.
Do you think like the industry as movies, they might just like start getting sick of them?
There'll be a lull at some point, maybe, which is what happened after the Tim Burton ones, because he fucking beat the shit out of those.
I hate how they like.
But they're so lucrative, and like more people than ever are on board now, because the whole geek culture isn't as like people still use the term nerd like negatively or whatever.
That's true.
But ultimately, they still go see the fucking superhero movie.
They're making so many like random movies though that I feel like at some point they gotta stop. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. They might oversaturate it a bit, and then they might try to pull back a little bit. But they're always going to try to reboot a Batman, and they're always going to try to reboot a Superman. And then depending on the success of those the mainstays, then we'll see what we get for like Suicide Squads and stuff.
Well, I mean, Marvel's trying.
Like I said, without Nolan, if Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy wasn't such a success, it had non-comic book people going to see Batman movies because it was like a really good movie. Even if you took, like, if it wasn't Batman, if it was like RoboCop or something, it still would have been like a really good fucking thing. You know?
That's true.
And if those didn't do so well, we wouldn't be having these chances.
Like
should I
like
say.
Gambit or Doctor Strange.
There definitely wouldn't be a Gambit. There wouldn't be a fucking Cyborg. I can see them trying a Teen Titans movie.
I feel like they did.
They need to do a Teen Titans fucking movie, dude.
I can't believe they canceled the live action show they were gonna do.
I don't want a show. I want a movie. There was a movie poster like years ago that like had like a really good cast and really good like art on the. It was probably just a fan made one, but like it got me so fucking pumped. I used to love that show.
I think we can thank Guardians of the Galaxy for getting all these random ass superheroes like Doctor Strange, Black Panther. People have been wanting for so long.
Yeah, but I don't want to thank them. I want to thank them for Black Panther. Doctor Strange.
No, I didn't mean thank, like be glad. I'm just saying like that was a success. So now we get the bums of the bums.
It's always going to be good for them to take chances as long as the people do the source material justice. Like if they get to the point where they're so oversaturated and like some like no name director gets a first shot at like Doctor Strange or something and then he fucks the entire fucking thing up, it's gonna hurt. But
so you think Civil War, I think Batman, and we both agree Gambit and Doctor Strange suck.
Yeah. And Suicide and
the potential
Deadpool will be good surprises. Yeah. Apocalypse, I can see going both ways.
Yeah, I feel like X-Men movies always just go randomly.
Yeah.
All right, so.
But they do it well enough that Fox can still retain, Fox can still retain the right.
Well, they won't fail on Fantastic Four, right? All right.
They fucked that up.
All right. So for topic 4, this past week, the CEO of GameStop announced that discs are never ever going away, which we've both moved over to digital games.
I'm still halfway.
You're halfway.
It depends on the game. If it's definitely buy, I'd rather do digital and just.
But do you think it'll ever get to a point where it's just all digital?
Yes.
Me too. Because when he said that, it just like I think when the Xbox announcement came out, we were both like, "This is weird."
I thought it was stupid.
Yeah, stupid.
But I have like OCD, and I've lent games to you, and then I demand them back in like a month because I'm afraid that you're gonna like lose it or break it or like eat a pizza off of it or something. I don't know.
But like, it's just I don't know why everyone doesn't get digital. It would make everything so much cheaper. I wish that we could have saw
because some people need the money, so they need the trade-in value.
That's true. But I wish we saw I wish Xbox would come out and be like, this is what the Xbox was gonna be, but then you all fucking just flip the fuck out, and now it's not gonna be that. So you just.
But I'm also still glad I have a disc tray because I've been watching Blu-rays on my. I don't have a Blu-ray player other than my Xbox One, so I'm glad that it still has a disc.
I've actually been buying my Blu-rays on Xbox Live, which.
Yeah, I'm still not at that point.
I kind of don't want to be at that point, but I wanted to watch Avengers 2 and Fast 7, and it was like 3 weeks before it came out, and I was like, I'll do this. Because
as much as I said, like, nerd culture is still getting, like, it's on the up, and, like, more people are accepting of, like, nerd culture. I still feel like if you have, like, a girlfriend over, you have somebody, like, a friend that's in town visiting or something, and you have them over, you're not gonna play a digital version of Batman. You're gonna probably watch a movie or something.
That's what I was thinking when I was buying them digitally.
You kind of need to like, what if they have an apartment down the street and you need to go over there? Like I'm not gonna go over there and re-download my digital version of Batman to play.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
I'm going to bring over a movie or something.
I was like, if I want to go somewhere with this, I can't do that. But that doesn't happen as much anymore.
No, I don't lend out games as much as I used to, and. I don't know. I still like having the option for the movies. I guess that's me. But eventually, I'll probably at some point start streaming them. Like I have some digital. I went through all my DVDs and got those fucking ultraviolet codes and tried putting them all in. Like most of them expired, but I still put them in. So now I just have them kind of sitting there.
When I heard this thing that he was like, "This won't ever go away," I was like, I don't know how you realistically think like the world's gonna keep evolving and stuff, and everyone's watching like Netflix, the Hulu Plus, all this shit, and you don't think people are gonna want like. Not physical copies of games.
Yeah.
Like
that quote to me sounds either like a man in denial, an older man in denial who isn't up. Like it's like kind of like the ESPN story where they had the fucking esports on there and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" It's kind of like that, the old man mentality.
Jimmy Fallon being like, "Who wants to watch people play video games?"
Or it's him making a confident statement about his company, even though
trying to like please.
He probably went home and like told his wife, he's like, "I think we're gonna be out of business."
He's just trying to like please stockholders and stuff.
Hold me.
I need a new job. But like I know.
Well, the kid's out of private school. We need to fucking reevaluate.
I know I got you. Well, I didn't know if I got you to buy digital games, but I was definitely the first one in our group of friends that started buying.
Yeah, I regret not getting the Borderlands fucking collector's edition.
I also wonder if I started doing it because my disc tray didn't work. I'm glad I started doing it, but I wonder if when I would have gone over to that side and been like, this seems like a good idea, because I was so like for so long when we didn't have good jobs, I'd be like trading in my games. I'm not gonna have any fucking games to play, but.
You implying that we have good jobs now?
We have better. We worked at
better jobs. Better is the right word.
We worked at Shaw's. I don't know if you recall, and then I worked at Kmart. So I was getting by with whatever I could.
And I went to college.
But I remember when we were like in high school, I'd always be like, "Why don't you trade all these games in?" And you're like, "I don't want to do that." And I was like, "That's fucking dumb." But now that I like look back on it, I'd be like, it'd be kind of cool to have them, but not all of them, I guess. Which.
No, I was playing Ground Zeroes today on my 360 because it was free. This starting 2 days ago, and it feels weird. The dashboard's weirder. I had to update during it. It's a second console that I had to find the old AV cable for it because I don't have a long enough HDMI cable secondary to have it reach through my TV stand up to the TV. And the controller's like old and worn and stuff. It's just weird, and I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to keep popping in old games. I kind of like doing it when we were capping for, like,
Versus?
Like, trying the PS... Like,
the PlayStation.
I'd like at some point, I feel nostalgic. Like, There was one time I came back for like Thanksgiving break during college, and I just played through the first two God of Wars again,
Hmm.
and it was mad fun. But I'm only gonna do that like one time. Like, what time am I gonna have now that I don't go on vacation now?
That
I'm never gonna have that freedom again. That I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna waste my time playing an old game. Right
that's how
now.
I feel. Because on GameStop's website last night, I saw like buy 2 retro games, get one free, and I was like, I literally I put them in. I put Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time with an N64 in my online bin. And I was like, am I really gonna play this? Like, is it gonna be like my Wii where
No,
it just sits there and I want to play it, but
no, because if you do you though?
I got rid of my
Because
Wii. I don't even
because
have it anymore.
because when you go back, like remember we went back to Twisted Metal and the fucking controls were all truncated and
Oh
fucking
yeah,
tanky and gross, and I was like, I used to be good and at this, and this is my shit.
that's what I.
And now I just can we not play it?
That's actually what isn't that what we said? We're like we're gonna do verses for this, and then we started playing. We're like, yeah, no, we're not gonna do this whatsoever.
And like we played on like the Egypt level where like I used to go up to the top and just have the fucking bots teleport at me, and I would use Thumper's special to throw them off of the fucking pyramid and just stick up there. And these kids are trolling me, but I don't
The
know.
only thing I don't like about things being digital is like every week on Tuesday I'm like, what's on sale? What do I not? What do I want to buy but not play? Is basically what I do every Tuesday morning.
Hmm.
Because this week I saw both Batmans. And I was like, I love the Batmans. Do I really like? Can I wait till they're cheaper? I'm not going to play them right now. But
I don't even think I finished the stories of the
no, I
Batman.
finished the stories of the Batmans. I just never 100% of them. Remember, I spoiled the Joker died to Larry.
Yeah, so you finished one of them, but I also remember you were like returning that for like Madden or
No,
something.
I got
Or you
got rid
bought
of my
Madden.
pre-order so I could. I was broke. Didn't we just go over this? I didn't have money. But there's so many games. I'm like, I'd love to own that for $5. Probably never gonna play it.
Yeah, so if it's different digital, you might as well just keep it on there because it's on the same hard drive. It's always gonna like when you scroll. I scroll my games and apps a lot, so like I always kind of know what's there. And maybe there's gonna be one day. Like, that's the thing. Like we had a course in college where we were talking about like I think we were talking about college students and like having the credit card companies like giving them a credit card and shit. Or we were talking about like Kindle, like print versus digital media.
Hmm.
So like people would like there was some article that we read and the guy was like basically like if you stick it in front of them and put like a lower price like you can lower the price if you want to if it's there they're gonna fucking pay it.
Yep.
If you make the ease of which they can pay it to pay it they pay it.
Yep.
So like honestly I'm not gonna like I don't have Phantom Pain right now because I have to go to GameStop and trade a game and get codes to then download the game.
Yeah.
Like I would have just bought it by now.
Yep. But I bought so many games that were on sale. Just like I got San Andreas. Why? I don't know. I got GTA.
Movie?
No, the GTA.
The game? Yeah, you
I
should
got
go back to
GTA
that.
4. I have.
Didn't I warn you about that? I was like, you were like, should I get San Andreas? I was like, only if you want to be fat and have to use the treadmill a bunch of
You
times.
did that, and then I looked at it. It's like $3. I was like, I've spent $3 on dumber shit than this.
No, that's if you're actually gonna play that all the way through, that's gonna be a long trek for you because you're fat. You have to build up your sprinting ability. Like if you have to like manage, you have to like eat food in that game. And I always went to like the fast food place down the street from my guy's house, and then he would get fat, and then I would be in sweatpants on the treadmill, just fucking mashing a fucking button, waiting for him to get his abilities up. And then what was the other thing that took forever in that game? Oh, you have to like win over territories, but once you win them all over, they keep invading the
Oh,
territories
I love-
when you're doing other
I
stuff.
love those types of
So-
games.
So then you have to drive all the way to the fucking blinking territory and like win it back.
It sounds like so much fun.
Yep, you'll have fun. Good, but hey, it's only $3.
Well, that's why I kind of wish it was only disc only, because I wouldn't buy so many games, but I also don't care as much. Because whenever we go to GameStop to buy games, when we used to go, I'd always like look at it, be like, yeah, I'd like to play this, but not really. I don't want to buy it and go home and start playing it. But now that it's back,
I did the same thing with like either Mass Effect or like Prey. I think it was Prey the first time because it was like a buy two, like it's about the buy two get one, man. Because you always have one or two, and then you're like, what the fuck's my third gonna be?
I remember one time we went to like 4 different GameStops in one night, just so
To get the
Borderlands.
Bulletstorm.
I think it was Borderlands, like the one with
Yeah,
all the maps.
yeah.
It was just like this is silly. Like I love that it's buy two get one, but
And then we were like, what if one of us gets it, and then we just use a code or something?
I like not having to go to GameStop anymore. Like I still go just because to get codes and get points, but I like not going as much.
Yeah, we're also not like the main audience either. Like the main gamer is still
Buy games and
sub 18 years old, right?
yeah, probably.
So their money situation is slightly different than ours. And then, I mean, like take our friend who doesn't have money all the time. Say, how's he gonna fucking?
Who could that be?
He's not gonna go out to GameStop and buy them, and he's also not gonna buy them digitally. So like, what's the
I
point?
also like that I love that you can preload games. I know you buy them like after they come
I
out.
haven't done that.
You're missing out so much.
I might try that with the Transformers one because I think if you get the pre-order bonus, you get the DLC for free, unless that was just a different offer.
Because like I think it was in like August. I bought this game. I got Gears, Madden, and Metal Gear. Downloaded them like 3 weeks before they came out, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome."
Yep.
It's like I just come home rather than like going home, like leaving work, going to GameStop, coming home, install the game. I just come home, turn my Xbox on, ready to fucking play.
Yep.
Wait for you guys to install it because you don't do that. It's the worst.
I install.
No, I meant like you don't preload. I never thought like that would be such a big deal, but then it's so much better.
Yeah, the convenience factor. That's what they were saying. Like, the Kind of Funny guys were talking about. Like, I think it was one of their older podcasts. He's like, "Yeah, my wife still watches TV. It's weird. Like, what do I do during these commercials?" And like, I watched. When did I watch? I watched something live the other day because I don't have the TV cable up here. I think I watched like Minority Report and like something else on Monday or Gotham. And I was just like, yeah, it's kind of fucking. Thank God I have this phone. Otherwise, I'd be fucking. What would I do?
It's true.
Just eat food. I'd make food every fucking commercial break.
Like I wish Netflix I could just like, if Arrow went on Wednesday night, I could just watch it at 9 o'clock without commercials for 40 minutes.
Yeah, because that's saving you like 20 minutes. Like our time is valuable now, even though we still don't.
20 minutes isn't huge, but it's still like,
It adds up.
yeah. Because it's just you sit there doing nothing. Like I'm watching a commercial for stuff that I'm not gonna watch, I'm not gonna buy, I'm not gonna take a trip anywhere. That anything you're suggesting me. So it's just I don't need them. And eventually
Especially when it's like a Cialis or Viagra commercial.
I've been trying to convince my dad to get rid of
Can't
cable.
please your ladies, man.
Like when I move out, I'm probably not gonna get cable. It's not really necessary.
No. Nope. I just need internet.
All I want to watch on cable is like the shows that I can't watch right away, and then football games. But I can probably get football games fucking on the internet if I really wanted to. It's just
Or we could start going outside.
outside.
To go inside at maybe a bar or a casino.
You don't come
And
to the
watch the
casino.
games there. There's gonna be a casino in Brockton soon.
I'm dreading that day. There already is a casino. There's just no table games. And once there's table games, it's gonna.
Oh, it's all digital. Yep. Yeah, to contradict our point for the past 20 minutes, I don't like digital games at the casino. Some things are treasure.
This is my thoughts on the casino. If I want to go someplace and play a video game, I'm going to sit on my ass at my house and play Xbox. I like a little bit of interaction with the dealer, but I get no interaction. I mean, I guess you get interaction with the person at GameStop.
I like having the chips on the card. To be honest, I could give a fuck if the deal. I'd also rather prefer a robot deal me my fucking card. Because they also wouldn't fuck up the math every fucking time either.
Me and Justin always go to certain dealers. Are like, we like these dealers. They know who we are. We know they're good. It's just like that's the only place we go.
Yeah, but then like 15 minutes later they change shifts.
That's true.
And then you're screwed with the fucking 18-year-old kid that just started and cheats you out of like $300.
We have a friend who deals at the casino now, and we went to him once, and it's so funny.
They allow that?
Yeah.
Shaw's doesn't allow family members to serve other family members, but they allow casinos to deal.
I mean,
to their friends.
They also have like 3,000 cameras in a casino.
Yes,
watching them at all points of time. Well, I have nothing else to say about the disc thing other than he's wrong, completely wrong, and there will not be GameStop someday.
They need to alter their strategy a little bit.
It's going to be a slow burn, but it's gonna come someday.
Because I feel like them bringing back the retro games is kind of like a
last resort.
it seems Hail Mary-ish.
Kinda. It's just gonna get all the like people in our age that like we don't have families or a house yet, and we have some money where we can like I could buy a Nintendo 64 and play it. Not a good idea though. I even though I'm gonna buy one.
Yeah, because we like having our spaces. We like having everything clean now. We love our time.
Yep.
We even if we have money, we bitch about gas money. I mean, that's universal. Everyone fucking complains about that.
I want it to be digital, so like I told you, it will go down in price, which you disagree, but it has to.
What?
Like if it was all digital, everything would be cheaper.
Yeah, but for that to happen, you said they probably have to weed out all the competition, right? And at that point, history has shown that they would jack up the price as opposed to.
Well, yeah, but if they want to be anything like Steam and make the millions and millions of dollars that they make without doing shit,
Basically.
and they're a private company, so they don't have to deal with fucking anyone. They just sit there, sell their fucking hats for Team Fortress, gun skins for fucking CS.
Get away with that. It's so stupid to have a hat in that
It's
game.
the same thing. It's like, oh, I can buy a hat for $1. I think Rainbow Six might attempt something like that, which I probably should have brought up when we were talking about Rainbow Six. But they're giving away all the DLC maps for free. So there's probably
Which that's what's supposed to happen. That's like the one good thing that Evolve did. Well, other than making a new IP, taking a chance on a new IP, they allowed the people to have the maps for free. I mean, but then they jacked up the prices of the fucking monster and the other hunters. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. Because they in their article they said that making the maps divides the fan base, divides the player base.
That's why I think the Rainbow Six.
You want your people playing together. Like if a friend doesn't have a map and then you can't.
I always
play,
hated that.
Doesn't make sense. So like, what the fuck? Give him a map.
I agree.
I don't know.
I agree. Okay, well, that's been this week's podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel because we're going to be doing weekly podcasts, and soon we're going to be doing dual Let's Plays versus series stuff. We're still working that out.
And if you want to tweet Lane for topic ideas or something.
I was thinking, I'll tell you this off screen. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching / listening. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.